How you doing, my friends? It's Madame Maledicta. I'm here despite all the trouble that I've had this morning. It's been fun, and I mean that in a really sarcastic way, of course. Gremlins, gremlins. If there's never gremlins in a broadcast, if somewhere between trying to look like the person I want to look like for a goth broadcast and YouTube's on gremlins and my computer's on gremlins, and the gremlins between my software and YouTube don't exist, I'm buying a lottery ticket. It's every single day. It's enough to drive a person mad. I don't know how other creators don't go mad, but I do. That's who I am. Hi. So good morning, Mad Maledicta here. I'm gonna read you off the things you're about to hear here on a fantastic Friday. Are you ready for all this? This is going to be fun. I've got a good list for you today. Lots of really big bands, big goth bands, have got new songs out this week. And lots of little awesome post-punk, goth, darkwave, etc. bands have tons of new stuff to regale you with and make your heart jump in delight. A few names that maybe you know if you've been listening to my show for a long time, because they're bands that I personally follow, but they're not huge in the goth scene. They're just known here and there, but really good. All of these artists, every goth artist you're ever gonna encounter, they're not flush. Okay? So support these artists, help them make more music. As far as I know, artists as big as like Kevin Key of Skinny Puppy and Bill Lieb and Al Jorgensen, the man who managed to buy $100,000 synthesizer back in the day, are not totally flush. It's still, you know, all entertainment is. It's ebb and flow. It's feast or famine all the time. So, if you can help an artist, one, get their next meal, or two, put out their next album, feel good about yourself. Support new music, no matter where you find it or how much you don't think it needs your support. If I'm making myself clear here. There's so many people out there who are like, yeah, musicians are doing good. Nope, just on the whole, they're not. I've known lots and lots of creators and musicians in my life. Every last one of them will tell you it's feast or famine. So they can always use your support, no matter how successful they've ever been in the past. Promise. All right, so with that said, let's do a little music here, huh? I've got a wonderful goth list for you, beginning with Supernova 1006. This is a band from Petersburg, and they are sometimes more shoegazy than they are post-punk. Sometimes they're more goth than they are post-punk. Sometimes they're totally dark wave. I love the fact that this band lives in that special valley of super awesome music that no matter what, if you're a person like me, you're gonna love it. So, they've got a new track out. It's called Someone. Promise, you're gonna love this one. It's really good. And then we're gonna hear from the band Propterhawk. They've come such a long way in the last 5 years. They really have. I've been publishing their stuff for the last 5 years, on and off, and doing this and that with the band, and just watching them creatively progress in wonderful ways. And this song, this is this is fantastic. I love this. I feel like this is a pinnacle for Propterhawk. They're so good. They're now on Cold Transmission Music. I remember when they weren't even signed. God, I love this band. It's good to follow bands through time, isn't it? Feels great. So, Propterhawk with Lonesome Vampire. I don't care what you think of the words, it's just fun. You're gonna like it. You know what? There's nothing I love better than a goth song that's really uh iconic in its lyrics and the way it presents. I love this for that. Lonesome Vampire. You're gonna love these lyrics. You're gonna love them. They're great. Yeah. This is every bit as good as Nosferatu's Vampires Cry, which I still love. I still love that. I'm still, you know what? I'm the person who follows bands through time, though. And to wit, I just saw the March Violets. Yeah, the March Violets from the UK. Saw them play here in Portland. Took them their 1983 flexi disc and was like, sign this for me. And they were like, wow, we haven't seen one of those in a long time. We didn't expect to see that in the States. We didn't even know if people were going to be that psyched about seeing us in the States, but we're glad we're here. Yeah. But how could you not be really excited? I think about a band that came up with the Sisters of Mercy on their label, Merciful Release, back in the very early 80s. How could that not be exciting to see that band live? I'm not taking crazy pills here. Yeah, I was very excited. I was very excited. And everyone there was very excited. More dancing than I've seen at a show in Portland in some time. It was really good. Yeah, if you have a chance to get to see the March Violets where you are, do it. They're so good. They've been so good throughout time. There was like this little period in the 80s where they did some stuff that was confusing, and then they went back to doing stuff that wasn't. And they've just been a fantastic goth band ever since. Oh, all hail Rosie Garland. She's it. She's showing up Susie right now. I'm saying it. You know what? Susie on stage in her baby blue dress and not looking like a goth at all. For shame. Well, not really. You know what? It gets tiresome wearing the uniform day after day. For some people. And you know what? We have to let them go on this a little bit. It's a very tiresome thing, I can tell you. Being an old goth myself is a very tiresome thing. Looking at the day and going, oh, another day of smearing crazy black eyeliner on myself and like dark red lipstick and knowing that it's not going to wear that great through the day and that I better do a broadcast right away because otherwise I'm going to look like shit. Yeah, that it's not going to wear so good on the day through on my old ass face. Yeah, that's hard stuff. That this stuff isn't going to hold up. This is the life of old goths. So I gotta hand it to Susie. She was the icon person of goth for so long that like yeah, maybe she's just tired. I would be. I would be if there were that much fame and that much doing involved, I'm sure. And part of the reason that you see me and I'm old, not old like Susie, but old, um, doing goth and trying to do it right, part of the reason that you ever see that. And half the time you see me without makeup on my show, so I have nothing to say. Yeah. But part of the reason you see me do it up is because I care very much what people think. I'm vain. And uh, some people just aren't. Some people get to the point where they're like, I'm done. And you know what? To each their own. But I'm going on a diatribe here that does not need to be gone on about probably. Anyway, forgive everyone their proclivity for not doing it at a certain point because at a certain point, you know, white makeup wear the wrong kind and it really gets to your skin. Don't do the right skincare, your skin looks like crap. And then you can't make it look good. And so some people don't. And that's okay. It's okay to be a goth inside and be old and be like, I'm too tired for this shit. It's also okay to be, 50 years old and rocking hard. And it's okay to be like 66 and still rocking hard in your heart, but just, wearing a pale blue dress on stage, like Susie. But I gotta hand it to Rosie Garland. She was fantastic. Such a good singer. and all dressed up in the very shiny pants, the very shiny pants of Awesome Gotham. I believe they were leather-esque or leather. They looked good, and she had on her fantastic like March Violets t-shirt, and if I remember right, I don't know. I have to look at the picture again. I took a picture with her because I was like so impressed to meet Rosie Garland and Tom Ashton. It really was a treat, and I'm still saying if you get the chance, do that. Such a good band. All right. Digression over. I'm going back going back to what I was doing here. All right. Propter Hawk, Lonesome Vampire, out on Cold Transmission Music, and you can get that now. This is 8 days old, so brand new. And then the band The Discussion out on Artifact. Artifact is such a good label. Comes at us out of Toronto. They are doing nothing but cranking out wonderful new music all the time. And here's The Discussion, another wonderful and great goth band on the fantastic Artifact record label. And this song that you're going to hear here is Blue Light. It's the official video for it. Good stuff. You're going to love it. And then we're hearing from the legendary Minuit Machine. Oh, how I love Minuit Machine. I've followed them for so long. They've been at this for, oh, I don't know, like 20 years, I think. Maybe longer. 20, 30 years. I love Minuit Machine. Um, I discovered them, oh, I don't know, when I got a Spotify account, and then I've since canceled that, obviously. But that was what, like 2008, 2009? Yeah. So I've loved them so dearly since the moment I discovered them, and I still do love Minuit Machine. I'd actually have to look into how long they've been doing this, but I do believe it's been since like the early 2000s. So Minuit Machine has a brand new song out. It's fantastic. Party People. I believe this one is a majestic pinnacle for uh, Minuit Machine as well. A lot of goth songs, like I love them and they're great, and I wear myself out on them or whatever. This one went on something that I call my Maledicta Club Amazing uh, playlist, which is where I put the songs I love the most of all time on a list. Maybe someday I'll share it with you. Maybe someday you'll get lucky enough to look into that list. Does certain people have? I send it out here and there when someone asks for it. So if anyone ever asks for it, I send it to them. So you feel free to ask if you want it. It's chock full of good goth music. That's what I can promise you. And this song went right on it. And this will probably go on one of my songs of the year. This is an amazing song. You're gonna love it. Party People. New Minuit Machine out 2 weeks ago. And then we're going to hear from Mainstreams with Holes. This is a brand new band. Well, not brand new, but new on the scene. I love them, Mainstreams, with the song Holes. And it's really a cool song. You're going to love it. I'm really into the things that Manx Machine has been doing. I think they've been at it for about 3 to 5 years. They're a good goth band. You're going to love them. All right. And then I'll be back on the mic with you to describe more music. So all the sets are 5 because I picked 15 songs, 15 of the best songs I've heard this week, and present them for you. So get on your goth boots and let's get stomping. Okay? Let's go stomp on some bigots. Sound pretty good? I think that sounds good. All right. Now, distract yourself from the craziness of the world. Listen to some music. Feel good. Regaling the Gothams of Friday. Here we go. Supernova 1006 up at the top. Madame Maledicta out for this set.